talking about how he keeps trying to get one of our other castmates, Ashley, to get into her D&D game, and I'm like, Ashley Johnson? Yeah, I know, she's in the game.
Well, critters, the day has finally come. Critical Role's The Legend of Vox Machina has now released its first 3 episodes onto Amazon Prime Video, and this has been a absolute joy to watch. For those of you that do not know, The Legend of Vox Machina is based on the Critical Role Campaign 1 characters. That is a famous online series following a D&D campaign, or Dungeons and Dragons for you that are not in the know. Now, do you need to have watched Critical Role to enjoy this? No. Do you have to know what D&D is to enjoy this? No. But it definitely helped. I will say this is a very colourful, harsh series. It is unapologetic when it comes to its content. There is everything from blood to boobs to testicles. Everything grotesque you can think of is in this. So don't be fooled by how colourful the art looks, which looks great for an independent production, by the way. As you can see from the back, those are D&D books. So I've played a bit of D&D. And Critical Role, I'll be straight up, I have only seen Campaign 2 and a bit of Campaign 3, as well as a couple of one-shots. Campaign 1 I tried to get into, but couldn't because the series starts in the middle of that campaign, and the quality of that production is completely different to what it becomes later on. It's definitely a weaker quality. That being said, though, I was aware of these characters. I am very aware of what they do, what their classes are, and what their general personalities are. For example, Grog is basically the big dumb guy that just wants to kill stuff and loot. Percy's the noble, calculated individual. Scanlan's just the stereotypical horny bard archetype that is just played brilliantly by Sam Riegel. He somehow makes it endearing, whereas other D&D tables it can be very too much, let's say. I have a vague idea of what they're like, and after watching the first 3 episodes of this, I will have to confess that I really want to go and watch the series now. I particularly enjoyed the dynamic between Pike and Grog. I don't think I've ever seen much reference to their dynamics. I don't know if that dynamic exists in the original campaign, but it definitely exists in the show. And as someone who's watched Campaign 2 as well, I am aware of some characters from Campaign 1 that do make small appearances in Campaign 2 that appear in this, such as Alora and Kima. It's not really spoilers, I would say, because those that have watched Campaign 1, from what I've gathered and from what little information I know about Campaign 1, it seems that this is very much following some of the arcs from that original campaign, but with some elements changed to it. Like there's a couple of characters that appear in the third episode that I am very aware of, thanks to a couple of Critical Role clips that I have seen from very talented artists. It is very fast paced. I will say at times that can be to the show's detriment, as a few emotional beats that kind of get rushed over. There is a lot packed in to these 3 episodes. It is a very chaotic series, but it is a chaotic cast of characters. One of the running themes of Dungeons and Dragons is the fact that it's usually it's just a bunch of complete idiot murder hobos that are just somehow being trusted to do these big grandiose things from people in power, and that very much translates into the show itself. As I said, Grog and Pike are the standout 2 for me so far, but I love the way they've dove into Vex and Vax's stories, Percy's story. There's a lot really to sink your teeth into. Very fast, very chaotic. The action scenes are brilliant. As someone who is a D&D player, it was nice just to see these spells getting cast on screen. Like, I'm looking at, I know exactly what these spells are that they are casting, and someone who may not know D&D might be wondering, for example, why Pike is doing not a lot of damage stuff, is doing this magic that seems to be boosting other characters. Those that play D&D will know that she's using very much support spells, though it's probably easily interpreted because there are a lot of gamers that will watch a show like this. But it was just very nice to see these elements of D&D playing out in an actual live setting that is instantaneous. One thing that did drag me out the show a little bit, and I know it's not their fault, it's Pyatt's character, who's voiced by Ashley Johnson, who some of you may know voiced Ellie in The Last of Us. And there are some times where the Ellie slips out of Pike. Like, there's a certain tone that Pike has on certain moments that just matches Ellie to a T. Obviously, same voice actor. Can't really be avoided. But I couldn't help but just picture Ellie every time that tone of voice was being used in particular.
I mean, if protecting carts from swindlers and killing goblins for gold isn't getting us anywhere... Oh! How the hell would he even walk around with that thing?
I'm excited to see where the show goes. And I will say, if you're a Critter fan and you have not seen Campaign 1, don't worry. There's plenty to enjoy. There's a few references from Campaign 2, including a specific book that is referenced a lot in Campaign 2 that does appear in this one. And it's just, chef's kiss. It is a love letter to the fans. The fact this is a Kickstarter project that just blew away all expectations. There was a lot of hype building up to this, and I feel like anyone that is a Dungeons and Dragons fan or a Critical Role fan will be satisfied with this. If you want to see a high fantasy setting, but in a more realistic, everyone's just a bunch of idiots not knowing what the hell they're doing, but somehow just blagging their way through all this stuff, it does work, though I don't think it's going to stick out to those people that have never played Dungeons and Dragons or seen Critical Role. Feel like this is very much a for the fans project, but is a hugely entertaining time. And I already really want to see a Campaign 2 version of this show, but I guess we might get there later down the line eventually. I just think it's great that this started off as just a home game that was just being played by just a few nerdy ass voice actors, and thanks to someone requesting to Ashley Johnson that they should put their game on the show, and that show just blew up and just keeps expanding more and more to the point where now there's literally a campaign setting for Critical Role in the actual 5e canon. So overall, my original thoughts on Vox Machina, it's been a lot of me gushing about D&D and the actual show it's based around, but it's very graphic. You want to be thinking more of your Invincibles when it comes to Amazon Prime shows. It can be very fast-paced, and some emotional beats can be missed in that. And it's not hard to get into these characters' personalities, and you don't need to know a lot about them, as their backstories, I have no doubt, will all be revealed in time. There's a couple of moments from Campaign 1 history that I can't wait to see play out, if they do in fact play out. I have only experienced Campaign 1 through clips, but these clips seem to be making their way into the show, so I can't wait to see that. It's coming out 3 episodes a week, I believe, for 4 weeks, so keep your eyes out for that. You want to see me continue to cover this so far, then by all means let me know in the comments below. I'll happily continue to talk about this and try and keep it more cohesive and grounded going forward. But yeah, for the time being, I'm going to have to say that The Legend of Vox Machina is a good cup of tea. So, Legends of Vox Machina, have you seen it? What is your favourite class to play in Dungeons & Dragons? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like what you see on this channel, click the like button and consider subscribing to the channel for more video content like this coming all the time. And until next time, be nice to each other, enjoy movies, enjoy TV shows, and I'll see you all